In this video, I'm going to show you how the New Testament books are organized, and we're going to start to memorize them in the right order. Stick around or skip to the end, and I'll give you a fun and delicious exercise that's going to be another tool to help you memorize the Bible's New Testament books in order. The New Testament contains 27 different pieces of writing that we call books. Most of them are letters written to churches or groups of people in a specific area, though some of them are written to just one person and even fit onto just one page. It's going to be super helpful to remember the order of these books so you don't have to keep going to the table of contents looking for a page number. But don't worry, the more you read the Bible, the more you're going to remember where stuff is. Let's get started. There are 4 main categories or types of writing in the New Testament. I've always wanted to try this. All right. The 4 main categories are gospel, that includes 4 books. Church history, that has 1 book in it. And then we have most of the New Testament as letters. 21 books in that category. And then there's one more category, apocalyptic. Apocalyptic. That's fun to say. Okay, who's good at math here? How much does that add up to? 4 plus 1 equals 5 plus another one equals 6 plus 21 with a grand total of 27 books. 27 pieces of writing in 4 categories in the New Testament. Let's dive in and we're going to learn their names and their order. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Wait a minute, Curtis, why are you singing? Songs are a super powerful way to help memorize lists like this. We also have a video of just this song by Pastor Dave Burkum that you can use after, but I'm going to teach you the song a little bit as I teach you the order. The 4 books I just sang are in our first category, gospel. The word gospel means good news. These books were actually given longer titles that say the gospel according to Matthew, or the gospel according to Mark, and so on. The 4 gospels are 4 accounts of the story of Jesus' birth, life, death, and resurrection. Hey, got a question. How many books are in the New Testament and in how many types of writing? The answer is 27 books in 4 types. Hey, great memory. You are doing great, friends. Hang in there. Learning these is totally worth it. The next category of books is church history. And how many books are in this one? 1. See what I did there? It is titled Acts. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, Acts. The long title for this book is The Acts of the Apostles, because Acts tells the story of what Jesus' first followers did after he went back into heaven. It describes how the first Christians started spreading the good news about Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. Acts tells the history of the church, so it's in the category called church history. It's also written by Luke, like a sequel to his gospel. I think that's pretty cool. You should be feeling pretty good so far. And there's only 2 more categories, but we still have 22 books to go. Just take a deep breath. We're in this together. Let's sing the song again to get into the next category of books. And remember, I have a tasty exercise at the end. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. So far, we have covered gospel and church history. Now, we move into the third category, letters. Like letters you send in the mail. All 21 of these books are written like letters addressed from leaders to people to help people follow Jesus. They give advice, teach lessons, and share how followers of Jesus should live. So, we sang the first three. Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. Some of these have super strange names because they're written to the church in a specific location, like Romans written to people in the city of Rome, or 1st and 2nd Corinthians written to the church in the city of Corinth. Other ones will sound more familiar, like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. Okay. Here's the strategy with these 21 letters. We are going to use the song to help us, and then I'll teach you my super tasty technique for added help with remembering their order. First, I'll sing, then you repeat what I sang. I'll sing quietly with you. Don't worry about who will hear you. If you're brave and actually sing this out loud with me, you're gonna remember it way better. Here we go. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. Fantastic! Yeah! Now let's start at the beginning again. Repeat after me. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. Okay, now we're going to add on. 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James. Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James. Yeah, let's do that part again. 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James. Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James. Ah, you're doing great. Okay, the last part now. Are you ready? This is the end. 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 3 John's, Jude, and Revelation. 3 John's, Jude, and Revelation. Yeah! There's 3 letters, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. We say 3 John so that it fits into the song. Okay, we're gonna sing this whole thing together again with that fun, delicious exercise that I hinted at before. But the last book we sang, Revelation, is actually in its very own style of writing. The last category today, do you remember what it's called? Close. Apocalyptic. The ancient Greek word that is translated into revelation is apocalypsis, which means an uncovering or appearing, a showing of something that was covered, a revelation. And the very first words of the very first verse of this book of Revelation says, the apocalypse, or the revelation of Jesus Christ. All right, it's time to reveal my super tasty, delicious exercise. As we sing this song again, let's get into it. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Cooking Through the Books of the New Testament. Just kidding. We are going to make a tasty, delicious ham and cheese sandwich. Actually, we're going to be making 4 of them. Maybe you can make 4 sandwiches for your family, but you can also just imagine making them, and it'll help you remember the books of the New Testament in order. Let me show you what I mean, but first I'll show you our ingredients today, okay? So here we go. We've got some bread, some tasty bread, and we've got some pickles here. We've got olive oil-based mayo. And we've got some ham and cheese, tomato slices, and lettuce. Some wonderful lettuce leaf. Okay, let's get started, shall we? What's the first thing that you need to set down on the table to make a sandwich? Bread. Very good. So we've got 4 slices of bread here to start. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Now, bread can help you remember the Gospels because Jesus said that He is the true bread that came down from heaven, the bread of life. He also says, take this bread and eat it. This is my body broken for you. Remember, Jesus is the bread of life. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Then we've got Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. In Acts, the Holy Spirit is sent to the church. And this is olive oil-based mayonnaise. Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians all talk a lot about the Holy Spirit. So we're going to put some mayo on our sandwiches. Yeah. You like mayonnaise on your sandwiches? Maybe you're more of a mustard person. Okay. Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians. Then we have Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Now, Galatians makes me think of Dalmatians. It sounds like Dalmatians, right? Like a dog. Dalmatian the dog, Galatian, Dalmatian. And what do dogs go crazy over? Meat. Yeah. They probably like cheese too, but we're going to put our meat on next. So we've got Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Fantastic. There's our meat of our sandwich. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. And Thessalonians, if nothing else, sounds like a cheesy word to me. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. Very good. Cheese. All right. Doing good so far. What do you think is going to come next out of our remaining ingredients for 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy? What's the word Timothy look like? Timothy, tomato. Tomato, yeah? So let's start with 4. 1 Timothy. 2 Timothy. You need big sandwiches for this exercise. Titus, huh? Lettuce, yeah. Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James. All right. Now, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Pickles. Yeah. And this is 1 Peter and 2 Peter. So how many pickles on each sandwich do you think we're going to put on? Yeah. 1 Peter. 1 Peter. 2 Peter. Man, this smells so good right now. What do we have left? We've got to complete the sandwich, right? 1 Peter, 2 Peter. This is what we do to finish up the sandwich. We've got 4 more slices of bread here. 3 Johns, Jude. Very good, right? 3 Johns, Jude. John is the same author of those last 3 letters, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, as the Gospel of John, which was also bread at the very beginning, right? Kind of like a sandwich. He's also the author of Revelation. So we've got 3 Johns, Jude, and are you ready? This is the good part. Revelation. And then we're supposed to eat it. I don't know how to eat this. I imagined myself taking a big bite, but... All right. That is a tasty exercise. Hey, I hope you feel a little more knowledgeable and a little more confident about how the New Testament books are arranged. And I hope that imagining this sandwich and with the help of the song, you can remember their order. Keep using this video until you can say or sing them on your own, and I'll see you in the next video.